Today is Monday, Parashat Vayigash. End of last week's Parashah, the goblet of Yosef is found in the bag of Binyamin. And it was all a strategy to really bring the brothers to a point to see that they really are rehabilitated from all the hatred and the jealousy that they had for Yosef. Because Binyamin is the son of Rachel and Yaakov, the full brother of Yosef. So, in a way, as if Yosef is accusing them of taking his goblet, and he brings them back to Egypt. And now Yehuda, who's the one who had the idea to sell Yosef as a slave, he's the one who comes forward and pleads on behalf of his brother Binyamin and suggests to Yosef that instead of taking Binyamin, that Yehuda himself would stay as a slave for Yosef. That is, in a way, a full, complete rehabilitation. It's a full proof. Just like Harambam says, Maimonides says that a proof for someone who has done teshuvah is to be in the same set of circumstances, similar to the circumstances that he was faced in the past and acted wrongly, and sort of change his ways and show himself that he's not going to act the same way as before. It would have been very easy for Yehuda and the rest of the brothers to say, well, Binyamin was caught, let him stay in Egypt. But Yehuda was the one who sold him, who had the idea to sell him. He's the one that offers himself as a replacement for Binyamin. That was a full proof of rehabilitation of the wrongdoing that they had. And that's when Yosef reveals himself to his brothers. But before he does that, he makes sure that everybody present will leave the room except for the brothers in order not to embarrass them. And again, in that moment, that fateful moment, he cries and he hugs his brother Binyamin. And they cry on each other's shoulders. And why on each other's shoulders? And Rashi explains that Yosef cries on the shoulder of Binyamin, or next to his neck, as it says, al tzavarav, on his neck, because he cries over the two Batei Mikdash that will be destroyed, that were in the portion of Binyamin, the land of Israel. And Binyamin cries on the neck of Yosef, because he sees in his vision the destruction of Mishkan Shiloh that was in the portion of Yosef. But interestingly enough, they don't cry at each other's calamity, that each other's destruction within their portion, but on what happens in the other person's portion, to show us here a most important aspect of care for the other. Because, after all, in the holiest place in Bet HaMikdash, in the Aron, in Kodesh HaKodashim, they were the cherubim. Ufneim ish el achiv. Each one of the cherubim looked at the other to see what is this that I can do for the other, to care for the other rather than to care just for oneself. And the galut that we are in right now is because of sinat chinam, of lack of care for the other person, or to the extent of hatred in vain. So as we read this parashah of this week, we see the importance of care for each other, and also the idea of chazara b'tshuva is when you're in the same sets of circumstances, how will you act? Are you reformed? Are you rehabilitated? And that's what Yosef brought his brothers to be in a situation of full proof that Yehuda was totally a different mindset than it was when they sinned, when they sold him. Baruch Adonai le'olam, amen ve'amen.